Howdy, it's Melinda with Boss Mare Shearing. Today I am not in the U-Haul. I am in the Jeep with my husband. Say hi. This is Dewayne. We are headed to Maryland/Virginia, to George Washington's Mt Vernon to go pick up some Hog Island sheep for our breeding program at Ross Farm. So I thought we'd do a little bit of throwback to sheep season and do like sheep and wool school. So Hog Island sheep are the most critically endangered sheep in the United States right now. They are from a Hog Island off the coast of Virginia. They've been there since like the 1700s. And in the 1930s, there were some storms that rolled through, some hurricanes and everything, and the island had to be evacuated. And people took most of the livestock with them, but didn't take everything with them. So that left some sheep loose on the island. I think in 1945, the island was completely abandoned by humans, and it was just the sheep and some other miscellaneous animals left. In 1974, the Nature Conservancy took over the island and removed what they thought were all the sheep. 4 years later, they found out that they missed a few, and the numbers had grown again because they are feral sheep. And at that point, they finally did round up the entire island, and those sheep left in 1978 and went to Virginia Tech as part of a study for their parasite resistance. After about a year of the study, they found out it wasn't a true parasite resistance, it was an isolation thing. So that, just further pushed some policy and protocols about biosecurity. From there, they went, this small flock, I think it was like 40 sheep, I think 20 ewes and 20 rams, ended up at George Washington's Mt Vernon. Amy has worked really hard with them as Hog Island breeders, so we're collecting a few to bring to the farm to add to the breeding program. I think we're picking up 2 ewes and a ram today. Yeah, 2 ewes and a ram. 3 ewes and a ram? I don't know. We're picking up sheep. I wasn't paying attention. I just said, okay, we'll go. But we're gonna pick those up, and I believe we're picking up the Leicester ram to put with the Leicesters and the few Romneys that we have. So I'll have like 3 or 4 breeding groups, or lambing groups as we go. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But we still have like an hour and a half left. It's like a 4-hour drive from home. So we're gonna book down here, meet up with them, get a little bit of a background tour. I want to see any mules or mammoth jack stock they have down here. I will have me a mammoth jack at some point. Little known fact, George Washington is credited with being the father of the American mule. When he first built Mt Vernon, I think he had like 130, 140 horses. And then after he was gifted his first mammoth jack, which was the royal gift, more than half of his herd ended up being mules because he felt that they could work longer and harder than horses. So I like mules. I had a team for a while. I like them a little bit more. Sorry, technical difficulties. But so Hog Island sheep are weird. They're a breed, but they're not a breed. They're more like a race of sheep that has been secluded enough that they bred and inbred long enough that they became a breed. So there's a lot of variation. They're a very primitive breed, so they have a lot of lanolin in their fleece. And they're more like a downy breed than anything else. They can be polled or not polled, but they're all mostly white. There's very few blacks. I don't know, they're kind of cute. They're a little bit bigger than Shetlands, a little smaller than, the other kind of sheep that we have. But we're gonna go back to being, roadkill karaoke, and I will send you guys some videos of... Okay, so if any of you are confused, This is George Washington's Mount Vernon. It's right next to that water body in the back is the Potomac River. This was literally George Washington's home. He is buried here on property. It was built in the middle to late 1700s. It's open year-round for tours and guided tours, and they do a lot of events down here. But it's absolutely beautiful. Most of the property is surrounded by a brick fence. It's just beautiful. They also have a couple offshoots of the house that were there when he was there. Like his distillery is like a little bit down the road. There's a threshing barn where they still do demos with the horses. And they also have the barns where they do a lot of animal work with the Livestock Conservancy. So they have the Hog Island Sheep, they have the Mammoth Jack stock, they have the Oswald pigs and everything. But some neat stuff that I found while I was down there is, so y'all know I do the Highland Games. There are 3 official tartans of Mt Vernon. So this is the first one. This is the 1776. It's red, white, and blue. This is the actual Mt Vernon tartan for the ladies of Mt Vernon. And then there's also George Washington himself's tartan. So these are all actually acknowledged by the Scottish Tartan Registry. So here's a tidbit I didn't even know. George Washington is very well known for his love of dogs and mules. They still do some fox hunting things down here in events because of his love of the foxhounds. But did you know that George and Martha had Dalmatians? I didn't. I'm tickled about that information now. But here's the little sheeps that we brought back. This is Aria. This is this year's ewe lamb. She's really cute. She's typical with the dark legs and the white fleece. And then this is the ram that we brought back, and his name is Steamroller. I really, really hope that that is an indication of his actual personality. Hi guys. So I messed up. I didn't take my phone in with me at Mt Vernon because that would have made sense. And I was super excited to do what I was doing there. So, but I did get to meet Glory, who is the current Mammoth Jackstock at George Washington's Mt Vernon. Got to see. Also, they have a team of mules there that used to do the C&O Canal. So I got to see those and play out, rub on those and say hi. We brought home 3 hog islands, 2 ewes and a ram. I have the young ewe that we're keeping here. We brought home another one for another local breeder. And tomorrow we're driving to Cincinnati to pick up more hog islands because, once you have 130 sheep, what's like 10 more? It's fine. Everything's fine. But I figured I would just show you guys that literally I am fresh off of work, still in scrubs. I forgot my boots, so I'm in my shoes as well from work, which are going to have to go in the washer later. But I figured you guys would just enjoy me arguing with sheep and throwing hay bales for a couple minutes. So, enjoy. Hey, girly girls. Watch out. Come on. Watch out. Watch out. Hi, Michael. that over there. Stop. Now look what you did. Come on, girls. Seriously. That was uncalled for. My camera's not keeping up with me today. Hey. Wakey, wakey, I'm over here. You don't need in there. This is not for you. Come on, scoot. Scoot. Scoot, Ellen, get. Alright, everybody's got hay. Hey, you don't want to be friends? Okay. So that's about all I do, is I just throw hay to everything and say hi to sheep, check, make sure everybody's alright. I don't see any new blue butts, which is a good thing from yesterday. But yeah, that's all I do at night. So I'm going to top off waters and then go home. So I will post some sort of a video for tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and we'll go from there. See you guys later. Oh, have a good Thanksgiving. Love you. Bye.